the front end of the Dodger is a little bit smashed up. As you guys can see, the front end of the Dodger is a little bit smashed up.
May or may not have come up and close and personal with a ditch.
Now, unfortunately, good legal counsel and such otherwise has advised me to not put those videos on the internet, so we won't be doing that. But here it is. I will show you guys the aftermath and how it's currently sitting. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do. I mean, Dig or Die is coming up in just a few weeks. I just got my invitation to the Cletus and Cars burnout event. There's a lot of events coming up, and they're coming very quickly, that if I want to bring either this vehicle or this vehicle, I need to get a bunch of work done. So I think first things first, it sounds like there's something wrong with the motor. I think I've got that video clip, so we can cut that in. I think it sounds like there's something wrong with the motor. So let's see if we can't get that figured out nice and easily first. And then this way, if we can fix that nice and easily, I can pull the whole motor out because it's a borrowed motor, so I can't be beaten up on it anyways. Throw it to the side, give it back to them, and go ahead and throw one of my LS's in, so that way I can have some fun ripping on this thing. Let's do it. So upon further inspection, I think I found our issue. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but as you can see, this one here is beat to death. So we may have lost a push rod. Hopefully that's all we did, is lose a push rod. That shouldn't be too bad, nice and easy. We'll get it fixed up, figured out. This is not how your push rod's supposed to look. I may have sent her a little too hard. Good news is, not a big deal. Let's flip the camera. Good news is, this is not a big deal. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. Simple bent push rod. Obviously, it ate the rocker up, everything. So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to pull the motor and go through it. It should be a simple repair that honestly I could probably leave in the truck, clean it out a little bit, put it all back together, and it'd be fine. But I'd much rather pull this thing out, repair it, get it back to my guys that I borrowed it from, and maybe go LS? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens here. But I know that this is going to take some time to fix, and some parts need to be ordered and everything. So we're going to have to figure out what the quickest way to getting this thing up and running for Dig or Die is going to be. We're about halfway through pulling the motor out in my driveway because my garage is taken up by the other piece of crap race car. Look at that. Did a number on that. I had forgot that in my brilliance, when we built this truck, I said, hey, it'd be really cool if the whole front end could come off pretty easily with just a few bolts. And I'd forgotten completely about it until I was halfway through pulling this motor, having a hard time reaching some bolts, and I was like, wait a minute. If I just pull the front end off, because you see it's all welded together, make it super easy. A couple more bolts, slides right off, real race car shit. I want you guys to remember this scene if I ever ask you to borrow your motor. Just look at what's happening now. Know what you're getting yourself into. Can we put a removable front end on the Nova?
Yeah.
Made of fiberglass. So it comes off nice and easy. We can do this.
Sure.
Oh, there's an oil pan there. This is the first time I've ever pulled a motor and not forgot something. Like not forgot a little ground wire or something else. So we're gonna take this thing, get it off the D&S, and I don't know what's gonna happen. We might tear it apart, rebuild it, look at it. Either way, it's gonna get rebuilt because I gotta give it back to them either the same way or better than what I got it from them. But I don't know what this means for dig or die. I've already talked about possibly LS swapping because it would be super easy, and I have motors for that. We'll see. It's time to go to D&S. I just shoved tires in there, just any which way to keep it. You guys got a longer chain? No, it ain't milky.
You want to take a sample of Hot Shots?
We can.
I would. See what they say. I mean, less than 200 miles.
I'll tell you what they're gonna tell me.
We exceeded all their recommendations. So when we send it back, they'll have a good test of.
There's just a little bit of shiny metallic-y flake in there, a little bit.
Just a tad. That's nothing to magnet on the oil pan won't fix.
Oh
It's
yeah.
aluminum.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
What side was it?
This side. Yeah. I think it's
Well, it
six.
did its job. I mean,
It did exactly what it was supposed to do. And did it very well.
yeah. Ready for a vacation. Back on the stand.
Ready for some new parts.
Right?
What are you doing? You taking shit apart already?
Expensive fucking motor there, boy.
Ooh! Oh, look at that. The Pro line. So apparently I have screwed up a brand new, very expensive Pro line motor. That's what I'm being told over here. But it looks like chances are this one's probably not going to go back in the truck. I have another small block Chevy over at their place that I got to go look at. Maybe that'll go back in the truck. Maybe it'll be LS. Either way, we're probably just not going to get around to fixing this even in time for dig or die or anything else. So going to figure it out from here. Probably, hate to say it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see an LS in that truck. I've got the motors. I know them well. I know what kind of abuse they can take, and will lead me to not breaking more expensive Pro line motors. Let's get ready for dig or die. We don't got a lot of time left.